Hello guys, I've got a video today for you that isn't actually on Mars for a change, but it's been bugging me for quite a while, this particular image, and I just want to place some of my ideas on what I think we're looking at. It's called the Badlands Guardian, and it's in Canada, apparently the southeast corner of Alberta, in a place called Medicine Hat, and it's quite famous, this particular image. It was discovered on Google Earth by somebody because of its resemblance to a human face, which is uncanny, to be honest with you. I mean, I first come across it when I was looking at the face on Mars, and people were explaining that it was nothing but Pareidolia, it was imagination, and they actually used this face as an example of imagination, Pareidolia, a natural geomorphic feature looking like a face. But they said of course it wasn't. It was created by erosion, by flowing water, intense rainfall, and it's actually, apparently it's actually concave, so it's a valley, but it looks convex, but it's actually a valley. But anyway, when I saw it, I actually started laughing, because I thought to myself, how anyone can turn around and say that was natural. I can't understand that, because it's obviously not natural, is it? No matter what they might say, that is not a natural feature. It's artificial, and it was obviously created sometime in the past by artists that could transform the landscape, and they were geniuses at it. People have said that it's a native Indian with a headdress on, and when you first look at it, it does give you that impression that it's wearing an Indian headdress. I can see where they're coming from, but I don't think in this particular instance that's what we're looking at, an Indian headdress. So I'll basically tell you what I think we can see when we look at this image, and there's a hell of a lot more to it than just this face. Because when I look at something like this, because of the problem of pareidolia and imagination and creating faces from inanimate objects, which is a natural human instinct, I always try to find something that relates to the particular image I'm looking at. I always like to have a look to see if I can see something that's connected to it, that is also anomalous. And I think in this particular instance, I think this is not alone. It's not on its own. Okay, so I may as well, I'll put it out there and then see what you guys think. You know, is it pareidolia imagination? Is it, you know, or is there something about the image that is possibly artificially created? I mean, you can obviously see the face here, and then above it, I think this is another face. I think so. Now, the headdress here, I also think that is a face, and I think what we're looking at here is an impression of something akin to this person's soul, if you like. and this is the reason why it's very amorphous. It's not very solid the way this particular face is. The features are all very strong. The eyes, the nose, the lips, the chin, the neck, the shoulders. It's a very strong face. Maybe a lord, or a chief, if you think he's part of a native Indian. But I think this here represents his spirit, if you like, or his soul. And when you look at it, you can see here, we can see like an eye. Here we can see a nose, and here we can see lips, which I think are perfect, to be honest with you. And then we have the chin, and it's very flowing, very amorphous. It's not solid because it represents this chief's spirit and soul. Now, what makes me think that this represents his spirit is he's in the act of doing something here. And if you look very, very carefully, you should be able to see where I'm coming from now when I describe this. If we go to this outcrop here, this formation, I think what we're looking at there is a hand. And to be honest with you, I think it's a very, very good likeness of a hand. I really, really do. You can see the thumb, there's the palm, and then you can see the fingers here, and then it comes to the back of the hand. You see that? It's not, obviously it's not a fully formed arm and a fully formed hand, because we're looking at the spiritual essence, maybe, of the chief. But I think you can clearly see a hand. And this here, the bottom part of the formation coming from his neck, I think that represents an arm, and I think this represents a hand as well. See this part here? And what I think he's doing, or what I think's happening, is maybe one of two things. This individual is passing something over to this individual, which I think is a woman. And if you look at it carefully, you can see the she's wearing like something like a headdress or something like that. Maybe this feature here it represents a hair. Yeah, see the way it comes down like that. There's the forehead, there's the eyes, eyelashes, and then we have the nose area here, and it comes down. Now what you can see now is that her mouth is open. Can you see that? She's got a mouth wide open. And is that a coincidence that the hand that I think is part of the spiritual essence of this particular guy here is right opposite her mouth, as if it's handing her something? Yeah? And this arm is pressing down on a chin to facilitate the opening of her mouth. Can you see that? Can you see where I'm coming from? So this is an arm, hand, pushing down on the chin to help open the mouth, and this hand here obviously is meant to symbolize holding something, and he's actually passing it over to this woman here. Now you can call it overactive imagination if you choose, but what a coincidence. We've got a feature here that is absolutely displays a perfect human face, absolutely perfect in every way, and this amorphous area also has human characteristics. Eye, the nose. Look at the lips. I think the lips, the mouth is absolutely perfect. And we have the chin, and then we have something that resembles a hand, an open hand. And then this, although it's not as clear, is on the chin, opening the mouth, and the hand is passing something across. And that does look, this here does look like a woman to me. Or, I did say two things. He could be taking something from this woman. So it could be going either way. He could be passing part of his spirit over to her, or she could be passing part of her spirit over to him. I actually think it's from him to her, but that's what I can see. I mean, I've never seen that mentioned anywhere else before. Other people have said that they can see other faces and other figures, which is fine. But if that was on its own, it's very subjective, and you could turn around and say, well, yeah, it's erosion and it's part of the natural features of the area. But it's hard to argue that it is a natural feature when these formations here actually make sense. You've got the human face. He's wearing maybe a crown. That's the crown there. Not all this, but this is part of his crown, and that does look like a face. And then you've got his spirit, the amorphous spiritual face that's flowing forward or away from him or out of him. You've got the hand here. You've got the second, his other arm, pressing down on the chin, and you can actually see a mouth is open. There's a nose, there's an eye, and there's a hair. And this has bugged me for a hell of a long time, that people don't seem to have seen the rest of the image, because I think they're so focused on the on this guy's face, they haven't really looked at the rest of the image. And I do honestly think that needs serious reconsideration. This, by the way, is a road, and it's something to do with oil exploration, or a little bit of a oil installation or something. But that's my ideas on that, and it's bugged me for a hell of a long time. I think I might have another different colour, just to give you another perspective on it. Can you see how in this colour the face is sort of stronger? See, especially the lips. They've really emphasised the lips here, and the lips are emphasised on this side as well. See, and you can see the woman's profile a little bit easier. And look at the hand. The hand is absolutely perfect, and you can even see differentiation with the fingers separated from each other in the back of the palm there. See. Okay then, guys, I know it's only a little short video, but it's just something that I've wanted to get off my chest for quite a while. I think I do believe that there's a very, very high possibility that we're looking at an artificially carved area, and it may not have been created by erosion, intense rainfall, as some people say, because it looks ordered. It looks as if it's part of a belief system. It looks like a story, a picture story. You know, the sense coming out of the image, it doesn't, to me, just look like a a random disorderly group of features, geomorphic features. They actually look as if they were sending a very, very strong message to somebody. And it does make sense, honestly. Honestly, in my humble opinion, it makes sense. Okay then, guys, please comment, tell me what you think, whether it is just pareidolia or imagination, or there's a possibility that we are looking at an artificially created group of sculptures. Thanks very much for watching. Thank you.